Right. Like now.
What it do, man? This is episode number one, the 3rd of July, bitch, and we celebrating the fact that we're back. And we're not gonna talk about how we're gonna stay here. We're just gonna stay here. So, that being said, I'm gonna pass the mic over to Kane, let him introduce himself, and then help choose the topic for today.
Yes, sir. You already know what it is, man. We're back here with another episode one, and we're gonna do it exactly how we always do it. So with that being said, make sure y'all grab your snacks, y'all drinks, y'all weed, whatever the fuck the case may be. We finna jump into this bitch. So the topic tonight is working hard and staying on the grind and not letting anything get you off track. And the reason why you have to remain focused on your goals and just following each step to success is because whenever you pay attention to other shit that's going on, shit that has nothing to do with what it is that you're trying to work towards, it's going to distract you and eventually you're going to get off track. It might not happen immediately. A lot of times it happens over time because what you'll notice is you'll slowly start not doing one thing, and then the next day you're not going to do it again, or you might do it the next day, but something else you might not do. And then over time, it builds up, and you start doing less and less and less and less of the things that you need to do to make to get the next step towards success. And what you have to do is you have to block out all the other bullshit that's going on, whether it's on social media, whether it's in real life. People talking, people hating. They're always going to talk and they're always going to hate. You're always going to see some type of bullshit going on social media. Everybody's going to try and distract you from your goals, and the reason why is because the universe doesn't want you to get to where you're supposed to go to. But you got to defy that shit, and you got to get to where you're going. And the only way you're going to be able to do that is by remaining focused and staying on track. You see all these people like your boy TG, Elon Musk, Sam Walton, all these fucking millionaires, Jay Waller, all these fucking million and billionaires, and they remained on track. They didn't focus on none of the bullshit that was going on. They stayed down with what they were doing. They stayed taking each step to success. And whether that step failed or succeeded, if it failed, guess what? They tried something else. And if it succeeded, then they kept on going. They never took any breaks. They never stopped. They never rested. They never did none of that shit until what they were supposed to do was done. And that's how you got to look at it. You got to keep on going. You see your boy Alex Pereira, he had a fucking 2 broken toes whenever he went into that octagon. But guess what? He didn't let that shit stop him. He went in there and he laid down the law and spanked the hell out of Yuri. And that's just what you got to do, man. You got to keep on going. You got to keep on trucking. You can't let no bullshit stop you. You can't get distracted. You can't let no hoes distract you from doing what you're supposed to do. You can't let your homeboys distract you from doing what you're supposed to do. You can't let your family distract you from doing what you're supposed to do. You got to keep on trucking. You got to keep on going until you are done for the day with the first step or the next step that you're taking. So yeah, man, stay on track, stay focused, and stay down with your grind.
100% facts. A lot of people they want to talk about depression in terms of like, oh man, I feel so sad. But your work ethic can become depressed. And then when you make it easy for your body to see that it can set off a few triggers to make you basically walking dead, or not even walking, sitting dead, it'll just continue to trigger that over time. So you got to keep working. And like you can sit around, you can listen to motivational podcasts, you can sit around and you can get inspired for 5 minutes and all that other shit. But at the end of the day, bro, it's about what you're doing and being mindful of what you're doing right now and continuing to be mindful of what you're doing, but not only being mindful, applying yourself 1,000%. Whether that's talking to someone, whether that's smiling in a fucking picture, whether that's whatever you're doing, you got to be doing it all the way. Like, you brought up a good point with people like Elon Musk and all these other types of people. And man, I can't stand slow ass motherfucking drivers. But you bring up all these other types of people, and one thing about it is a lot of people think once that they got into a position, since they, don't grind as hard with that particular thing, that they're not grinding hard in another particular thing. And what you often notice, a lot of people don't even understand the true success of having a business, because once you get more successful, it becomes a lot more stressful. But your workload goes into something else, but it doesn't mean the workload diminishes. You pay other people to do the work that you were doing in that field so you can do even more work in another field. It never stops. I mean, look at Mr. Beast. He never stops. So, like, everybody's wanting to get a break and shit. Like, think about it. Even your 9 to 5, you want to take a break. You want to go you want to go to lunch. Everybody wants these breaks and they want these like happiness endeavors, and it's like they're not even doing fulfilling things in the downtime. Even when they play video games, they don't play them 100%. The minute that they lose, they give up, and we're all guilty of this shit. The the give up mentality. You got to keep going, even if you don't feel like it. If you know that's what you want to do, you need to do it regardless of how you feel. If you know that's what you want to do, you need to do it regardless of how you feel. That's all I got to say on that topic.
Yeah, no, that's real life, man. A lot of, and then another thing too is, whenever you finally get successful in what it is that you're trying to do, it doesn't mean that you can slow down and stop doing that shit. Because if you stop and you slow down and you get comfortable, that shit is going to diminish. And when you get successful, that doesn't mean you get to finally kick back and not do shit. Because whenever you do that, you lose what it is that you became successful in, and that's what a lot of y'all don't understand. Just because you get to where you're trying to go to doesn't mean you can stop. You always have to constantly keep on going. Otherwise, you're going to lose what you built up. I mean, look at a lot of failed artists. Look at a lot of failed YouTubers, failed streamers. The reason why they
You there?
failed is because, yeah, can you hear me?
Okay, there we go.
A lot of these YouTubers, these streamers, these artists, these actors, whatever the case may be, they failed because once they finally got to where they felt like they didn't have to do as much, they stopped doing anything. And then they fucking lost what it is that they had. So you can't get comfortable when you get successful. You got to keep on pushing.
All right, with that being said, we'll catch you guys in the next episode. And that next episode will be tomorrow, but you'll see it. We'll quit talking about it. So with that being said, Kane, send us out.
Yes, sir. Make sure y'all share with your friends, your families, your mummies, and aunties, and grannies, and everybody else y'all know. We finna get the fuck out of here, man.
See
Deuces.
this bitch.